My lord, we have word from the front line, and it is grim. I knew that you wanted to be notified right away. I apologize. I know you are in a meeting, but this, I think, will take priority. It is about Knight Captain Maynard. He has seemingly disappeared. Word from the front is that he has been kidnapped by an undying knight, according to Sudriel. We have reason to believe that he is still alive, however. I am not sure what is happening at the moment. We are working with everything that we can. I understand, my lord, but we must stay vigilant, and we must stay here and safe. We cannot act brashly because that is what the enemy will want. We must consider our next options very carefully. Yes. I understand, my lord. No one understands that more than me. I assure you I will do everything in my power. But for now, my lord, we must leave it to the men in the front. I am sorry for such news, my lord. But keep faith. Knight Captain Maynard is very strong. He will endeavor. He will endure. And he will return to you. I have faith in him, as I know you do as well. My Lord Nightshade, I have brought to you the one known as Knight Capitan Maynard, as you requested.
My, what wonderful news! Excellent! Bring him over, if you don't mind. Oh, and he is in perfect condition! Look at you! Roland, you are truly one of the greatest knights I have.
Thank you. Is there anything else you need from me, Signor?
At the moment, not a thing. You have performed perfectly. I know that there's probably some award I could give you, but for now, if you will leave me...
You wish to interrogate this man, see?
I was going to question him, yes. Interrogation sounds so harsh.
He is an enemy combatant, Signor. Perhaps you should be treating him as a prisoner.
But if I do that, he's not going to be open to our questioning, nor our line of thinking. We have to be more open-minded. Don't worry. At the slightest sign of trouble, I'll call for you.
Then I shall be nearby.
Thank you very much, Roland. I very much appreciate it.
Of course, Signor. As you wish. Orale. Should I wake him up?
Oh, yes. Did you have him under a sleep spell or something?
Something like that. Oye, cabrón! Wake up. Puta de madre! Wake up! What is happening? You are being addressed, pendejo, by none other than Mevras Nightshade, a lich and necromancer. You will do well to listen to him and do as he says, for if you do not, I am sure I could easily dispatch you, as I did on the field earlier today. A lucky blow, no doubt. But fine. I will see to it that his conversation with me is a productive one. Aye, very good. Now, if you have any need, just call out my name. See?
Of course, Roland. Thank you very much. Come, Mr. Maynard, or should I call you Knight Captain? Can I call you Mayo for short?
Maynard is fine. Mr. Nightshade.
Ooh, I haven't been called Mr. Nightshade in some time. I like the ring of it. Come, come, come. Follow me. Don't let Roland's demeanor dissuade you, sir.
From what exactly?
I am much friendlier than he is. He is, after all, a Death Knight, so he has some chips on his shoulder, to say the least. But I am a man of science, a man of intrigue, a man with questions.
And you hope to get those answers from me?
Yes. Why wouldn't I? I see that it would be very beneficial.
In what way?
Well, not to put too fine a point of it, but you wouldn't like to die, correct?
That would be accurate, yes.
Well, I don't want to see anyone die. I will have to level with you. I know my appearance might seem jarring.
Is it because your head is literally in a jar?
Oh, I didn't even realize the pun. But, no, my appearance might be jarring for some. But you have taken it with stride.
I've been facing zombies and all kinds of beasts on the field. Pardon me if one spider-legged thing doesn't dissuade me.
You are a tough cookie, that's for sure. I can see why your king might like you. Might even love you, from my understanding.
That is a personal matter, and I do not discuss matters of the crown, let alone with enemies of the state.
Oh, enemy of the state, that is so pointed. But I see your point. I suppose a tit-for-tat could be arranged here.
What do you mean?
Well, you don't know anything about our progress here, or what it is we're doing.
I know you're turning people into zombies, and it's abhorrent.
Abhorrent. Look at you. You sound like those sniveling cowards out in the villages. I'm sorry. Now, you know what? You're probably right. This seems odd to you. You see us creating zombies, creating an army, but you don't see the bigger picture, do you?
What possible bigger picture could there be in raising the dead?
Oh, there's quite a few things. First and foremost, the abolition of death.
By killing people and raising them.
Oh, this is just a temporary setback. The idea is that we are doing research to determine what souls are able to come back from the dead with their full intentions and their full mind. I, for example, have all of my brilliance back to me. All it cost me was the mortal coil, but I have found my ways around that.
If it's not rude to ask, can you feel anything anymore?
Oh, I can feel the joy of science, and, of course, the ever-pressing inquiries that I have.
Such as?
Why do we have to die?
It's a natural thing, I would think. Everything dies.
But why? Haven't you ever thought, why do we have to die?
I suppose I have on some occasion.
See, you're already thinking like a scientist. Think about it. There are things that live for aeons, and there are the gods, supposedly, and then there are us, we mortals, who are given a short period of time before we expire. We who are given the gift of thought in ways the animals could not hope to have and grasp. Imagine years of resources and research gone away because someone decided to stab you literally in the back. For coin, of all things.
Is that what happened to you?
Not to me, but it is an example of what could happen. And I couldn't let my research go to waste, not when it can help so many people.
How was this helping them? They're mindless. There's no feeling, no emotion.
They are thralls. We are utilizing the bodies and occasionally using their souls for our engines.
You use mortal souls for the engines.
Oh, I know. But you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. It's abhorrent, I agree, but in order to make some sort of progress, we need to be able to make some sacrifices.
But don't you see, you don't get to choose who is sacrificed. You just sacrifice them.
An interesting philosophical thought. We also do carefully curate which souls get used and which ones we keep. For example, if you were to die, I wouldn't just throw you into a thrall. I would keep you in a soul cage. From there, I would cultivate as much as I could of you from the past and give you a working body.
All without my consent?
Oh, heavens, no! It has to be with consent. Nothing can be done without consent. A soul being pulled away from the ether, away from whatever lies next, without its consent, well, that's blasphemy.
Isn't all of this blasphemy?
That's a word for it, perhaps, but it goes far more than that. There are intricate details in every one of my machines, things that may be beyond your comprehension.
Did you just call me an idiot? Only because I'm a fighter?
Well, no, I just wouldn't imagine that you know what this little doohickey does.
All right, fair point, I don't. What is it?
This is a soul caliber. I know, brilliant name. See, it calibrates what wavelength a soul is on, and it tunes it to our plane. That way, it cannot escape so easily. It cannot be forcibly removed. It is a way of keeping it tethered here, now to the present. Watch, this is fascinating. My, wasn't that wonderful?
That's, I suppose, a word for it, yeah. What exactly did you just do?
Like I said, I calibrated it so that soul can be used here. And, perfect! Here it is, perfectly encapsulated in this soul cage. Now we can process it. We can either put it in a body, or we can use it to fuel one of our machines. Though, with as powerful as this soul seems to be, I don't think we'll be using it as fuel anytime soon, unless, of course, there's an emergency.
You make it sound so simple. This process of yours.
Oh, it may seem that way, but let me tell you, it takes a lot of work. And unfortunately, having been on the front line, even for the briefest of moments, your people are slowing my research down, which means I'm not getting the results that the council would like.
council. You mean to tell me that these machinations aren't yours, that you're working from somebody?
Well, working for someone's, yes. You see, it is our duty to create the very first necropolis.
A gravesite?
Well, an undead city. We like the term necropolis.
I see. And where would this new kingdom be rising, if I may?
Oh, now that would be telling. I can't give you that information without a little information in return. Tit for tat, if you recall. And I've given you far more information than you've given me, Knight Captain Maynard. It would be rude of you to withhold.
You are correct, it would be.
I see. I was rather hoping we'd have more of an intelligent conversation, but you appear to be sticking to your guns, so to speak.
I have more than myself to worry about. You may kill me, but you'll only bring the wrath of the king down on you and all of yours. I would advise against it.
Solid advice, I agree.
So what now? I will not talk if it means that my people are in danger.
And I can't let you leave. We are at something of an impasse. But perhaps you can earn your freedom.
Earn my freedom how? And at whose expense?
No one's expense. Listen, our way of life may be very different from yours, but if we can find a way to coexist...
Do your masters wish to coexist? Or do they simply wish to conquer? And when will it be enough? When they've covered the land in second darkness? When they've killed all of the women and children and forced them into their machines or worse? When will it end? Mevras.
It's Mevras.
Apologies. Mevras. When will it be enough for your masters?
I see your point. I don't have much control over that. I can only stick to what I can see in front of me. My research. My all-encompassing research. But you have given me something to think about. I appreciate your thoughtfulness. Would you be more comfortable in a cell, by the way, or would you prefer a room in one of the, dwellings here?
Either way, I will be a prisoner, yes?
For now.
You might as well lock me in the dungeon.
Because you won't speak to me? We'll find a nice cottage for you. I will ensure that you are kept safe.
The creatures around me, these thralls of yours, are they hungry? Will they eat you?
Heavens no, they're not going to eat you without my command. Besides, being undead means not being hungry.
Then what about the zombies and the whites?
Oh, those are low-level undead. Think of it like tiers. At the bottom of the rung, you have the mindless zombie. They're not actually anything more than animated puppets.
That's ghoulish.
No, ghoulish would be if they were already alive, twisted, and kept alive under circumstances which would otherwise kill them.
That's foul.
Well, a foul is a water... Oh, I see what you're doing. You don't understand the different classifications. You've caught me in a bit of a bind.
And what bind is that exactly?
I love teaching, and you seem an observant student. I don't want to consider you as a prisoner.
How unfortunate for me, I suppose.
I'd love to take you on as a student of the necromantic arts. Of life and death. Sure, call it the necromantic arts with that incessant arrogance. You think that you're somehow above it, but you haven't given it a chance. Please, hear me out. There is so much I can teach you.
Why do you want to teach this so badly?
If I can teach a human that what we're doing is worthy, perhaps you can spread to the other humans. Imagine it, a world without illness, a world where you only have to die once and then live forever however you wish to do it.
It sounds like a fantasy. It sounds impossible.
And so does flight. And yet many believe that there is a way for us to fly in the air like birds. And you doubt them?
I suppose not. But it seems far more feasible than defeating death.
I'll call it progress. It's a place to start for sure. But come, I do need to know.
Know what?
At least a little something about you, beyond what I've been told. Oh, come now, don't be so stony with me. I'm trying to be pleasant here. I don't like being mean.
Mean? You've got me. Dead to rights and could torture everything out of me. But you choose not to.
Torture is superfluous. It's also unnecessary. No suffering that could be done to a human is necessary. That's the whole point of what I'm doing. Not just to end death, but to end suffering for mortals.
I can see the noble intentions in you. All right. Ask me a question, and I will see if I can answer it.
Oh, goody! I'd better make it a good one. I won't ask about what your troops are like. That seems far too personal, and probably won't get us anywhere. But how about... what is your favorite season?
I beg your pardon?
What is your favorite season? Is it spring, winter, summer, fall?
I suppose for me it's the fall. When the air is cool, the leaves change. Everything changes. It's not too warm. There is merriment, feasts, cider. It is a wonderful time of the year for me, with many pleasant memories.
I can see you really truly enjoy it. What a wonderful thing. Tell me, what is your favorite thing about the fall?
I'd have to think about that. Only one person knows me that intimately.
Oh? And that would be His Royal Highness the King?
Yes.
You miss them, don't you?
Terribly so.
Answer me this one last question, Knight Captain. Fine. Do you wish your king to die? No. Why would I? Would you like for him to live forever? I don't know how to answer that. But consider, if you have your way, you survive, you go back to him, you live your lives together in perfect harmony, and then one day, one of you will die. I suppose I don't quite think that far ahead, but you should. When he dies, and you are left alone, assuming he dies before you do, what then? Who will you have? I will have my brethren, my kingdom. I will have possibly adopted an heir. There are other things to live for than just each other. But what a sacrifice, a noble sacrifice, but what if you didn't have to? What if you didn't have to sacrifice him? I don't think I'm quite too comfortable with this line of thought. It's all right. As you said, death only seems natural. But maybe it really isn't. Maybe we were destined as mortals to find a way to overcome death, the ultimate challenge from the gods. That's not what most of the myths say. Oh, I know what they say. But still, one has to consider it is a great possibility. You don't seem megalomaniac. I don't think that's a word. I suppose one could consider the possibility of immortality that way. See, now you're getting into the spirit of it. But what would be the point of living if you can't love, if you can't feel? Oh, emotion is a huge sacrifice to this. But keep in mind that if you keep your memories, if you keep your core, you keep your feelings. Oh, look at Roland, for example. He is a being run mostly on hatred, as you could probably have guessed. You can still have strong emotions even if you're undead. They just typically tend to be more goal-oriented. And who couldn't use a little bit of goal orientation, That's one way to view it, I suppose, yes. Again, you're slowly getting into the spirit of things. Come. It seems like we have a lot more to talk about. And I'm sure that you could use a break after having been dragged through the streets over here. Fine. I appreciate your hospitality, Mr. Nightshade. Please, Mr. Nightshade wasn't even my father. Call me Mevras. All right, Mevras. Show me the way. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Wedding Night series. Definitely take the turn from, what you might have expected, with Knight Captain Maynard, now in cahoots. Well, not in cahoots, but learning more about Nightshade. It's going to be opening up the story quite a bit. We'll get to see updates from you, the listener, the king, every once in a while. But I do hope you're enjoying this series, and I do hope that the tensions are there. In the meantime, I want to thank you all so very much for joining me in this audio and for listening to me ramble. I just want to give you guys an update here on YouTube that I am opening up my Patreon to 2 new tiers. These are going to be annual tiers, so you only pay one time for the year, and you'll get access to my entire catalog of NSFW stuff, or my entire catalog of Safe for Work stuff if you just want my Safe for Work stuff. all of it at a discounted price for the entire year, and you'll get these releases up to a month and a half early. As a matter of fact, as of recording this in June, it is the 17th, this will be going up probably in 2 weeks on Patreon and about 4 weeks on YouTube. So if that's something that you're interested in, I'll have those tiers up and running. In the meantime, I want to give you all a big thank you, especially to my patrons who have made it completely possible for me to do all this. You guys are amazing, and you make the wheels turn so well. I also want to say thank you very much for all of your support. I know right now there's a lot of things going on, and a lot more people who probably need your money more than I do right now. So thank you for choosing to support me. If you want to support me on YouTube and you're not able to support me financially, just watch all my videos. If you haven't, you should really check out my Hellboy audio. It is amazing and didn't quite get as much love as I hoped. I know people really enjoyed the Yandere Prince, but I've got a special place in my heart for Hellboy. Anyway, thank you all so very much. Be sure to like, favorite, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, I'll see you in the next audio. Sweet dreams and pleasant nightmares.